This can change everything. A new report links KD coming to the Rockets after this postseason, and it has everything to do with how the Rockets approach this postseason and whether or not they make it out of the first round. Hello, everybody. I am Donovan Ricondo. I'm your host for Rockets Digest, and it is great to be here. It is play-in day today. The Houston Rockets officially find out who they play in the first round. And tonight's matchup between the Grizzlies and the Warriors could have an effect on whether or not this happens. There's so much to talk about in this video, so I'm going to break it all down for you. Really quickly, though, if you have not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you're a Rockets fan, go ahead and hit it. This is going to be a great place for all of you guys here. Be a part of the first 100 subscribers. Now, let's get down to some serious business. Just the other day, Evan Sidery, he's been a guy who's been an NBA insider since at least 2017. He says that the first round of the NBA playoffs will have a direct impact on the future trade market for Kevin Durant. Teams like the Knicks, the Nuggets, Timberwolves, and the Rockets could make aggressive pursuits for Durant this summer if they flame out early. That is Evan Sidery, NBA insider. And so I want to talk about the first round and KD possibly coming. Obviously, you have the play-in game today. We're going to find out who we're going to play. I think we match up well with either team. I firmly believe that we will make that pass into the second round. Hypothetically speaking, right? KD, whether or not first round or second round, when we leave or when we win it all, whatever. KD has been in the mix coming to the Rockets regardless, right? KD has been in reports. He's unhappy in Phoenix. He does not want to be there. He's made this known. Phoenix, they're all over the place, really. They just fired Coach Bud. But this isn't necessarily anything new. But we want to talk about this topic today because the way the Rockets go about that first round of the playoffs, it's going to tell you a lot about the team. And there's a lot of pros and cons and whether or not KD can come to Houston, right? And one of those pros is because he's a pure scorer. He's a guy that can get you a bucket. He's your number one option. Oh, that's true. KD this year, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I know there's a lot of KD hate out there, but he is playing phenomenal for a guy who's 36 years old in 198 days. That's very specific, but for a guy who's 36 and 198 days old, he's having a great season. Like, he is playing like how you would want him to play. Like, he has 26 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Like, he's doing solid on the court. He's shooting 52% on the court. That, and in any team, you would want a player, to put up those numbers. You would want that. Like, I'm not going to even tell you, like, he's having a phenomenal year. Again, he plays on the Suns. Suns have not been very well run since their championship appearance like 4 years ago, firing Monty, firing Frank Vogel, firing Coach Bud just a few days ago. And so I'm not going to be a guy who's going to put all the blame on KD and like see the failure of the Suns this year. I'm not going to put that all on him. I think that's more of a management issue because at the end of the day, this guy is putting up numbers. Now, if it's something along the lines of like personality, is he a good culture fit? That's ultimately where you make that decision and whether or not you want to go after this guy come the off season. But going back to the Rockets and them in this postseason, what's going to happen? So if I am a firm believer in Jalen Green being our primary scorer. It's only his 4th year in the league. He has shown massive leaps in his game, and to me, he has proven that he can easily be that guy. It easily was this year to an extent, but can improve upon that next year. Like, I feel like he has a bright future, and I feel like he can be that guy. But if this playoff matchup with either the Warriors or the Grizzlies, if something terrible happens, right? Like if it's just not working and we get bounced right in the first round, and it was a scoring problem. I know our defense is gonna show up, but like that main concern of like, do you have your guy to get you a basket in those clutch moments, and say that fails miserably. And the Rockets are serious serious contenders in getting a guy like KD on their team. And I want to break down to you guys what the playoff matchups even look like in the first place, because it wasn't just the Rockets that I mentioned. Like it was also mentioned the Knicks, the Nuggets, the Wolves, and those teams. They each play different teams. The Knicks play Detroit. The Nuggets, I believe that they play the Clippers, and then you have the Timberwolves playing the Lakers. All flip a coin, really. Like you like either one of those teams can lose, and it can easily take away KD. If you're someone who's pro KD coming to Houston, then that just makes it more difficult to make that happen if the front office is interested in a guy like him. And so this first round is just going to have so many implications in terms of where a free agent like KD, or not a free agent, but a guy who wants to be traded like KD, maybe even a guy like Devin Booker, blah, blah, blah. That's another topic for another day. But nonetheless, so many things to look out for in the first round. And so I want to bring up what would a trade would even look like. This is something we covered back a few videos ago, but I want to reiterate this right here real quick. If we were to trade for KD, what would we give away? Well, it looks like we would give away Brooks, Reed Sheppard, Cam Whitmore, Jock Landale, a 2025 and 2027 first round pick, which one was already from Phoenix, so they've just been getting back what they gave to us. But that is what that would look like. And the picks are another story. I'm a little like, those are some quality picks that you can get. But in reality, I don't think this is terrible. I'm a fan of Brooks. I think he brings to our team a necessary grit and toughness that is very infectious and has I feel like translated his way to other players and how he's been playing all season. Guys like Reed Sheppard and Cap Whitmore, I love, quite frankly. I know a lot of people were kind of writing off Reed Sheppard for a little bit, but I think both guys have tremendous upside. I understand trading them because, like Ime Udoka has said in the past, we are in a win now. We want to have more room, not necessarily to develop talent. Of course you want to, but to get a guy like KD or get some guys that are more developed into the team to increase your chances of winning. I understand that, and so that would hurt a little bit because we haven't fully developed these projects or these guys, this game in its totality. I think they have tremendous upside, like I said before, but I understand it. And I remember one of these other trade or mock trades, right? Someone was like, you would have to give up Jalen Green, which I am totally against. I think giving up Jalen Green would be a huge mistake. You invested so much in Jalen Green, and he's done nothing but kind of validated his worthiness of being a top pick in the 2021 draft. And so I think that would be a huge mistake. They're not giving up Şengün, thank goodness. You keep all your guys. You keep you keep Şengün, you keep Jalen Green. Those are guys you drafted, and you wanted this. You wanted to develop those guys, and so I'm glad that that's not really in this mock draft. Of course, losing guys like Brooks and then upcoming dudes like Sheppard and Whitmore might not be, or hurt a little bit, but it's better than I probably imagined, considering that previous Jalen Green being in that deal. Anyways, why would the Rockets be a good trade partner? Well, two main reasons. First, Durant slots neatly into Houston's largest hole, which is again being that shooter, being that first guy scorer. We have that defense, but again, lacking that score required to lead a contender. Again, I want to just reiterate, I think Jalen Green can be this guy, but it doesn't hurt to have two. But anyways, because we have the young guys to give them and be traded to other teams, that puts us in a little bit of a better position. And so that is kind of the reason why, him coming is not, I don't want to say more likely, but it's all the pieces are there for it to happen. Now, obviously, I don't want to lose in the first round. I don't think that's terrible. We should not lose in the first round. I think if we lost in the first round, it would be a huge letdown considering how we've been playing. and I don't want to just lose to get KD, because I do firmly believe that even if we hypothetically lost in the second round, lost in the Western Conference Finals, a KD reunion might still work out. Like, I know other teams might have to jump on that, considering like if the Timberwolves or the Knicks or the Nuggets get knocked down in the first round, which could very easily happen, considering how competitive this postseason is. But there's still a chance regardless. So like if you're a Houston fan, you're like, oh, I really wish we get KD. I don't think you really have anything to worry about whether or not we win or lose. Obviously, you're going to be cheering for the Rockets. Obviously, you're going to want them to beat, whether it's the Grizzlies, whether it's the Golden State Warriors. Everything's going to be okay. I just want to make sure everything's going to be okay. I'm sure the front office has an idea of what they want to do. I know there's been some interest on KD's side of coming to a new team, and fantastic. So we'll see what happens with all of that. But this, again, could change how this team looks like in the next year. And with that, I want to ask you guys, do you think KD coming to the Rockets would be a good thing for the future? Let me know in the comments. And we'll see who the Houston Rockets play today. We will see whether or not we play the Warriors or the Grizzlies. It's going to be a fun game. It's 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll be watching. I'm sure we'll have a video breaking it all down on our play-up matchup in the next few days. So with that, I'm signing off. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Rockets Digest.